The British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good morning, I'm Gina Tang, and this is your news update to 10 p.m. Healthcare, housing, overdose crisis, and the BC's relationship with Indigenous people were discussed Tuesday night's only televised debate of the election campaign. BC Conservative leader John Rustad criticized the province's healthcare while mentioning his encounter of witnessing a woman, quote, covered in blood after miscarrying a hospital washroom. On the other hand, NDP leader David Eby described Rustad as a, quote, anti-vaxxer who was, quote, embarrassing the province. Green Party leader Sonia Furstenau says having Greens in legislature would make things less polarizing. He said to not give either the NDP or BC Conservative a major government. Lisa Cofton is now joining us live in studio with your daily headlines.
Good morning. Today we will be talking about yesterday's topic that was discussed on the yesterday night debates about toxic drug crisis, and also another story about Burnaby Family Lives, the organization that is asking for donations of baby items. Why it is a sudden need will be revealed by our reporter today. Also, you can access some news about BCHL. Back to you, Gina.
David Eby says that although the decriminalization of drug possessing aim was to remove stigma, the plan has not gone as hoped. Canada's stock index was up more than 100 points in late morning trading. Technology and base meta sectors aided an increase of stock index. Good news for folks in BC and Ontario. Reports from rentals.ca and Urban Nation finds average asking rents annual rate has slowed from May. Urbanization President Sean Hildebrand says rents in Canada are increasing at the slowest pace in nearly 3 years. Hildebrand credits enrollments of foreign students dropping half from records high. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry to David Baker, Demis Hazzabis, and John Jumper for their work with proteins. Baker works at the University of Washington in Seattle, while Hazzabis and Jumper both work at Google DeepMind in London. Another beluga whale has died at Ontario's Marineland. The province's Animal Welfare Services has been investigating the Niagara Falls attraction since 2020. Reporter Liam Casey has more on the numbers of belugas that have passed.
4 belugas have died at Marineland since November. 16 have died there since 2019, which we only know through Freedom of Information request that I was successful in getting information back last summer.
Dozens killed as Israeli troops pound central and northern Gaza. Israel's bombardment of central and northern Gaza has trapped thousands in their homes. Palestinian officials said today the death toll in the year-long war passed 42,000. The European Union has launched a humanitarian air bridge operation for Lebanon. Reporter Tom River has more.
Flights will depart from Dubai and Brindisi, with the first one arriving in Beirut in 2 days. In Brussels, an EU spokesman says what'll be on board:
blankets and emergency shelter material and many others. This, of course, comes on top of the large amount of medicine and medical equipment that we have been channeling in via the EU civil protection mechanism.
Lebanon's government estimates that some 1.2 million people have been displaced in the fighting.
Honda Motor Co. is recalling close to 1.7 million vehicles. The safety recall order from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said the steering gearbox assembly may have been manufactured incorrectly. This could make it difficult to steer the vehicle, increasing the likelihood of a crash because of the potential of causing, quote, excessive internal friction. This includes models years from 2022 to 2025. On to weather. This morning happens to have a mix of sun, but will follow later with showers and increasing clouds developing this afternoon. In Burnaby, it will reach no higher than 15 Celsius. It will be cloudy throughout the night. This has been your news updates to 10 p.m. I'm Gina Tang, and you're listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikki-King.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretanero.
And I'm Radhika Sikki-King. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.
Good morning, sports fans. I'm Grace Miller with your 1010 Sports Update. Let's drop the puck this morning with the Canucks. The Canucks blue and green will paint the town today in Vancouver as the Canucks begin their 2024-25 season. They will play in Rogers Arena against the Calgary Flames at 6:45. And Flames starter will be Dan Vladar, also commonly known as Vadar by Flames fans, which I'm sure will be an exciting time in Calgary, but nothing compared to the Canucks fan base. Excited to see Connor Garland, who has been rumored to be playing tonight as he had just recovered from injury. In Seattle, they're opening between St. Louis Blues and the Kraken. The Blues beat out the Seattle Kraken, for their season opening game yesterday at 3-2, with Jordan Kyrou scoring 2 of the 3 winning goals.
Blues win the puck. Cleared ahead. Breakaway. Kyrou. 3-2 St. Louis. He scores!
And the Utah Hockey Club had a win as well yesterday against the Chicago Blackhawks. Their final score was 5-2 for the hockey club. It's their first win ever as a team, having been founded just this year. Dylan Gunther scored 2 out of the game goals, and first-time captain Clayton Keller also made a biscuit. In the third season opener in North America, the Florida Panthers also took home a 6-4 win against the Boston Bruins. Over to the WNBA, the Minnesota Lynx head on to play the New York Liberties in the WNBA Finals starting tomorrow. The Lynx won 88-77 over the Connecticut Sun in Game 5. Star players from the Lynx last night were Nafisa Collier, scoring 27 points and 11 rebounds. Courtney Williams contributing 24 points to the game, and Kayla McBride fueled a strong start with 10 of her 19 points in the first quarter. This will be the first time in 7 years that the Lynx have made it to the finals. Minnesota finished 2 games behind New York during the regular season. They have won 3 of 4 matchups with New York this year. Over to the pitcher's mound. The Mets leave the National League Division Series 2-1 ahead of their Game 4 today at 2 o'clock.
First pitch on the way. Hit high in the air to right field, pretty deep. Castellanos back at the track, at the wall, and is gone! He hit it off the facing of the second deck, the Coca-Cola corner. Another opposite field home run for Pete Alonso.
A homer by Pete Alonso helped launch the New York Mets past the Philadelphia Phillies to take Game 3 of their series. The New York Mets beat out the Phillies 2-7 last night. Mets pitcher Sean Menehe says he looks forward to an opportunity to win the NL Series at home tonight.
We just got to win. That's all that really matters. If that's here, it'd be amazing. But if not, then we just gotta just finish the job.
The Phillies need just one more win to secure a spot in the championship series. Over to San Diego. The San Diego Padres are also leading their National League Division Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers ahead of their Game 4 today at 6 o'clock. Last night, the Padres won 6-5, taking 2 of the 3 games played so far. Fernando Tatis Jr.'s towering 2-run home run highlighted a 6-run second inning. Tatis says the electricity the team was feeling came through in the second inning.
The energy through the roof, especially that type of inning that we built. After 2 outs, it was just momentum, and man, is definitely.
That has been your 1010 Sports Update. I'm Grace Miller for BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikka-King.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretanero.
And I'm Radhika Sikka-King. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.